everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld. And last week, we had the FANG stocks report. A lot of volatility on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Amazon earnings created some nice waves for the markets on Friday. We also had some energy stocks reporting last week. Now, coming up this week, we've got some great headline stuff. Let's start things off with central banks. First, we go to Australia, the Royal Bank of Australia, Tuesday, right after the stroke of midnight at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They will be making a rate announcement. And then later on that week, we have the British pound making an announcement for their official bank rate. That's going to be Thursday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, of course, rate statements are always important because that is the cost of capital for those countries and those currencies. What's of interest this week particularly is the British pound. So we have the official bank rate vote there, but there's another one there called asset purchase votes. Now there's three numbers for each of these votes. It's 0, 0, 0, right? That's the three numbers. The first one is how many voting members want to raise. The second one is how many voting members want to lower. And the third number is how many voting members want it to stay the same. Now, with asset purchases, you've heard about the central banks for the U.S. Jerome Powell basically saying we're going to buy $120 million worth of mortgage-backed securities as well as treasuries. Is UK going to do the same thing? One member has actually said, I want to cut the number of purchases that we are making. We'll see if that announcement changes this week, but they're already starting to talk about cutting their purchases a little bit in the UK. Now, that moves us on to energy. All right, we're talking about oil stocks. And why is this important? On Friday of last week, ExxonMobil and Chevron reported earnings, great earnings. And of course, with oil up over 20% for the quarter, it's no surprise that they beat. What was of note was Chevron also saying, we're now going to do more share buybacks, which of course should, in theory, drive up their price as they remove shares from the market. Now, there are a lot of companies reporting this week. Take a peek at this list. Diamondback Energy, Pioneer Natural Resources, Occidental Petroleum, Northern Oil and Gas. You have Marathon Oil and Marathon Petroleum, which is why you have the dual ticker symbols there. ConocoPhillips, Phillips 66, and BP. There are a lot of major oil companies reporting. And again, given the news from Chevron and ExxonMobil last Friday, there might be some big swings in oil companies, and these are all reporting earnings this week. On that note, let's talk about earnings. Now, you just saw a big list there of earnings for oil, particularly. There's 1,538 companies reporting this week. It's a deluge of earnings. On Monday, you've got Simon Property Group and Global Payments. On Tuesday, Alibaba, British Petroleum, Activision, Energy Transfer Partners, Amgen, Eli Lilly, and Wynn Resorts. Wednesday brings you Roku, CVS, Western Digital, Etsy, Kraft Heinz, Electronic Arts, and Met. Oh boy, I'm getting long-winded here, out of breath. Thursday, we've got Square, Illumina, Duke Energy, and Cigna. And Friday, normally the quietest day of the week, actually has some pretty big names here, and they're in green because they're cannabis companies. You've got Canopy Growth and Cronus Labs, followed by Dominion Energy and Dish. A lot of announcements happening this week. For me, it really circles around central banks and earnings. So be careful out there. Check your earnings calendar because we cherry-picked and just showed you a small handful of those 1,538. That's Monday Morning Must Knows. We'll see you next week.